Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we are going to talk about sliding and how to be able to pull off these drifts on a rally game, something like WRC or Dirt Rally. So you bought yourself a rally game because you wanted to do these really cool looking slides. You're like, whoa, those look great. But now you're having trouble pulling it off because, let's face it, everything you're trying, the car is not doing what it does on Need for Speed. And that's weird. That's bugging you. You can't do it and you're frustrated and you're stuck with the game, and now you're considering, should I sell this game because it's not doing what I need to do. Well, hold off before you sell the game or get rid of it or get frustrated, because trust and believe this takes lots and lots and lots of freaking time and effort to get good at being able to do this. Personally, I don't even use this view in my racing games anymore, just because it's not realistic. It looks cool. It does look cool when you pull off these slides, and a lot of it really has to do with the fact that most of these sim racing rally games are going to be a little bit more, they're a little bit more technical when it comes to being able to do that stuff. So first of all, now in like a Need for Speed game, when you're like hitting the brake to initiate a drift or something like that, here it's a little bit different. There's three ways to hit these turns. You've got the brake, you've got the e-brake, and then you've also got throttle control, which on these gravel courses, that's the one I use the most. That's why when you're watching my videos, if you're seeing me crashing a lot and stuff like that, it's because I am personally learning how to pull off stuff with throttle control over using the brakes. Now, there are turns that are 100% necessary. Like, you have to use a brake. If you're coming in for a sharp turn and you're going pretty fast, obviously you're going to have to use a brake. You're not just going to be able to use throttle control. But something like that like here, like, yeah, you're going to use your brake on that. I didn't use enough brake. But yeah, you're still going to have to use your brake. So like this right here, 100% throttle control. I just, threw the car to the side, let off the throttle, let the car slide itself. Something like that there. I probably should have used the e-brake, something like a turn like that, but I did not. These games are going to take a little while. First of all, rally is probably one of the hardest disciplines to learn out there. Like it is. It's not easy to learn this. You're gonna need your 100% focus. You're gonna want to hear what the driver's saying. As you can see, though, while we're talking about that, I have no freaking HUD whatsoever up there. No HUD whatsoever, because that helps me listen to what my co-pilot's saying a lot better than having some like thing up there telling me when to turn or how to turn or anything like that. As you can see, my other Ghost is a lot faster than mine, but this right here, once you learn how to drive these cars and stuff, man, it's so freaking rewarding, and it just feels so fun to be able to hit that stuff and know, like, hey man, I hit that turn because I hit that turn, with some skill, as opposed to some little quick freaking button combo like on a Need for Speed or some other game like that. It feels good, and you understand that, and it translates to real world driving more than you'll ever know. The other day I was in my truck and the roads were literally freaking frozen, and my ability on the game helped me freaking recover that pretty quick. I was able to get my freaking truck to do exactly what I wanted. So it's good, and it's possible, and it will take you some time. I don't know, man. If I'd only been driving like Need for Speeds and stuff like that, I don't know if I'd have been able to save that, to tell you the truth. I really do appreciate these games, and that's why I love the cockpit cam and stuff like that, because it helps you understand the momentum that your car's going to go in. But I mean, this looks cool. Like, I get you. I get, like, when you're looking at this and you're watching these videos of people like, oh yeah, look at this game in 4K and blah blah blah, and it looks so cool, and it does, man. That's one of the I mean, that's the reason I got into rally games, because I was like, whoa man, that's freaking awesome. My car's a little bit slippery. These cars are a little bit slippery on this game. You got to kind of pay attention to them a little bit, but man, look at me. I'm driving, I'm having fun, and I'm not too worried about like setting like some perfect lap or anything like that, because I buy these games 100% for the time trials. I don't get into the whole freaking campaign or anything like that, because I don't necessarily care about that. I've got plenty of people that are setting lap times on this game for me to challenge myself against, and that's what I buy them for. That's for bettering my ability. Whoa, dang! So much for the brake button.
Ouch.
Yeah, I just feel that I feel like a lot of people buy these games and then they give them like bad reviews or bad or they talk bad about them, because a lot of it has to do with user skill and stuff like that. I remember first one of these I picked up was 7. WRC 7. In that game I played for 10 minutes and I was like, oh gosh, this thing is terrible. But then I bought 8 and I was like, wow, 8 is pretty fun. Like, it looks cool. I like the speed and stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I went over to Best Buy and I bought the only steering wheel setup they had, which was the T150 for my PS5 or PS4 Pro, and I was like, yeah, all right, we'll get on this, playing some WRC 30 frames a second, playing some, oh my gosh, that freaking turn right there, playing some WRC 8 and some Gran Turismo Sport and all that stuff, and some dirt with some Dirt Rally 2.0 with the freaking with the wheel setup and everything, and then like it just kept going. Like, I am using a controller right now. It's a lot easier to play in this view with a controller. Actually, I am on the PC version as well. As you can see, this is maxed out 4K. All the settings are maxed out, and as you can see, I'm right around 75. So if anybody's over there on their Xbox or PlayStation, they're like, why can't I get that maxed out? Well, because this game is a little bit heavy, I guess. Yeah, man, like the sliding and stuff feels cool, but I really do want to see rally games, take off and get more people out there playing them. But you got to understand, man, if you bought this game for like some cool looking slides and stuff like that, yeah, you'll be able to get there. You see that Scandinavian flick that I just pulled off? Like, you'll get there eventually. Like, you will get there. You just are gonna have to practice. You're gonna have to look at the different things, like when you're coming up over a jump, or when you see this turn right here, let off your throttle, turn to the right, and then you can you see, like, you don't need like a brake for certain turns. So you'll want to listen to your co-driver. Usually if it's under a 3, I will that's when I'll use some brake, well, depending on how far away from the turn and my speed, trajectory, and stuff like that. But if it's something like that right there, I just let off the throttle, turn my wheel, and let my car go around, and then I position myself to where I can start counter steering if I need to. Like this, throttle control should have broke for that, but we'll take out the fence. It's kind of hard to concentrate and talk at the same time, but that's basically the gist of it. Man. You want to focus on throttle control. How I did that, how I started doing that was, we'll go ahead and restart that stage. 20-minute video, whatever. I mean, that was only 10 seconds. So what I started doing was I had Dirt Rally 2.0. Dirt Rally 2.0, we all know that is literally the Dark Souls of freaking rally games. If you bought that one probably turned you right away, because there is no easy mode or nothing like that. WRC Generations doesn't necessarily have an easy mode, but it does 100% have a, yeah, I guess you could set the skill levels down and stuff, but it has, you know, it's a lot more forgivable than something like Dirt Rally. The reason why I really like WRC Generations this year is because it's a lot closer to Dirt Rally in terms of physics and stuff like that. Like it is a lot closer. See, like right there, you get brakes, put on the brakes. Oh, that's right. I have my. That's why they're not working. I think I have the ABS turned off and it's on. Whatchamacallit brakes. No ABS. I don't have ABS on. But these are so much more similar this year in terms of like being able to actually car control, stuff like that, physics. I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, Dirt Rally 2.0 is still definitely, in my opinion, the more superior experience. But this one's good. This one's good now, and it's, oh my freaking lordy. It's just the weird stuff like that right there. That still kind of tugs at my my irritation stream. But normally I don't know. I feel like I'm a lot better in cockpit cam than I am with this. But let's try that just so you can see. We'll do it like this, just so you can see like how that feels. Like this right here to me is more consistent, and you still pull off those slides, but they just, you know, obviously they don't look as cool because you can't see your car, but see how much better I can drive like this as opposed to this guy in front of us is all over the place. Left 4 over crest. And then I mean, like, yeah, with this view here, you're definitely going to need to be listening to your co-pilot a lot more. But you can still kind of see for yourself which way to go. You got your, you know. Ooh, I always still hit that turn a little weird.
Come on, let's focus.
This game here, I really like it. I like the way the roads are. I love being able to sit and just practice and get better. Because frankly, I love driving these tracks, and I always do the long ones because then you don't learn how to game the game. You know, if you're doing the short ones, then you can learn how to game them a lot easier because you can usually have a better attention span for that. So in order to learn how to actually drive and feel the car, you'll want to use the longer tracks so that you're not just learning them. And, you know, I will usually not do the same race twice in a row like I am right now. Normally I will switch to a different course so that I'm always keeping my I'm not memorizing. That's the thing. I'm not trying to memorize the tracks. I am trying to learn how to drive the car. And if you're just trying to memorize the tracks so you can try to position your car in a certain way, and you're restarting and starting and restarting and starting, that to me, you're not learning how to effectively master your car, because you want to be able to set a good time no matter what track you go to. When you go to that track, you want to be able to learn how to control the car as opposed to just learning a track layout. And I feel like a lot of people do that on these games, and they get these really high scores because they're just learning like a certain way to like a speed run. They're learning how to speed run as opposed to actually learning how to drive the cars. And that's something that you want to learn how to do more so than just learning a track. Because that's the whole reason to buy these games, is to simulate being a rally driver. And I feel like if you put in the time and the work, I'm not saying that that's not a lot of time and work to do that, but if you put in the time and the work to like better your skills, you're gonna get faster. You're gonna be faster. You're gonna learn, you know, different maneuvers to, like, if you make a mistake, you're gonna learn stuff quicker and faster. And I wouldn't, you know, if you're the starting and stopping and restarting and stopping stuff like that, to me it's just a little bit too frustrating. I'd rather just let the pieces fall where they may, see how I did, see if I can do better on the next one, you know, on the next track or course or however I or wherever I decide to go.
Left, right 3, short, over tarmac,
It's
crest, keep left into right 5,
it's definite. I've put in a lot of hours. I've put in a lot of time to learn how to drive these better on the wheel and on the controller. Sometimes it's easier for me to just pull out the controller, so I'm trying to keep my skills sharp on both. For a while there, I exclusively was only driving with my wheel, and that made it really hard to come back to a controller. But now, with the wheel, I'm even learning how to be better on the controller. You know, a lot less. There's a lot less. A lot less friction going between both now. And it feels a lot more consistent across both. Like I'm almost as good with the controller as I am with the wheel. And that's good. That's good because now, like, if I don't have time to pull out the wheel setup, then I can just pull out the game. I can jump on here, set a few times, and then later when I have time for the wheel, then I'll pull out the wheel and I'll use that. And it's fun. Like I love it. I just wish I had more space in the studio to pull out my wheel more often. It's kind of a chore. So, but back to the topic, man. If you want to learn how to play these games. Learn how to play these games. There's no quick, easy way to learn how to play them. Like, you're going to have to put in the work, put in the time, and get better at it. You're going to have to, not learn the track, but learn the car. If you learn the car and learn what its limits are, and you can figure out how to drive, how to do that, it's way more rewarding. And as you can see, like, I feel like I'm a lot better in this view than I am in the chase cam. Like, this just feels more visceral to me, and I like that. Once you get used to it, man. Trying to play this game back on the WRC 8 at 30 frames a second, that was tough. But now we're steadily at 60 frames a second on these games with the newer consoles. Even on the Series S, you're getting a better experience all around. So I do recommend hanging on to this if you pick this up to learn, because you wanted to do the cool drifting and stuff like that. It's definitely I know I've repeated myself a whole bunch of times too because I'm driving and I'm like trying to think about this, and I love being able to make these videos and talk while I'm driving. And, it's fun, but you want to learn throttle control. Throttle control, I feel like, is probably the most important, and you're only going to do that if you're just driving the car to learn the car. The more you learn the car, the better you're going to learn the tracks too, because you'll essentially have a better understanding of what your car can and can't do when you're going into these turns and these corners and stuff. You'll understand the weight distribution. You'll understand how the car's. And I do recommend learning the car before playing around with any of the settings of the car. That way you'll know exactly what feels like what. And trust me, it takes a while. It does take a while to learn how to get all of this stuff right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this lap for you, and then we will see you in the next one. If you like these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely hit that like button because it really does help me understand that you want more of this, because these videos do take time to put up and get ready and get done. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.